Hello fairy friends, I wanted to share with you a day trip I took a few weeks ago to the Garst Museum in Greenville, Ohio. It has an Annie Oakley exhibit. She was from Greenville, Ohio, and she died in Greenville, Ohio. You can actually even visit her grave there if you'd like. It's not along with the museum, but it's easily marked. I highly recommend coming here. And this is just the front parlor and a few little things. I thought that would be a nice opener, a look into the past. Everywhere I go, I always find dolls. So I was sure to take lots of pictures. Here was a little nursery set up with books and paper dolls and strollers and prams and cradles and cribs, and that doll was very far away, so I didn't get the best angle. And a little cupboard and chairs, a little tea set, a china doll, and they had the cutest little mannequins with period clothing. There's a big composition doll just taking a little nap. Another china head doll, and it had several different types of little rooms. Dentists, cobblers, everything inside. This museum is so packed. It's not just Annie Oakley exhibit. It is, they have, there's a little Punch and Judy cast iron, probably like door stops. And then there was a room completely devoted to dolls from different time periods and of different materials. But this museum has exhibits from every war except for the Spanish-American War. There's a little tin head, a little metal head Minerva doll. And this one I couldn't figure out. It had two strange little curlicues on each side of its head. A penny wooden doll, so tiny. And these cute little bisque beauties. And another little darling older doll. And dollhouses, that's another thing. You know, dollhouses and dolls are my thing, and wherever I go, this was really a visit to go see all of the Annie Oakley things. So this really was a really neat thing to find, that in addition to the wealth of material and exhibits for Annie Oakley and her life, that they also had these brilliant dollhouses. This was a general store and a home, and there was a town hall earlier, and of course an Annie Oakley doll. And now I'm on a mission, have to find one. A bronze statue. She was very petite, she was very beautiful, she was very talented, and as I said, she was born in Greenville. She didn't have the best childhood, but there's her dog Dave with her husband Frank Butler, and this is a poster for the Wild West show that she was a star in. One of her guns, there she is showing someone else how to shoot. And there's Buffalo Bill Cody, and here is an actual chest that she would have used. And yes, she was a legend in her own time. And she could, if you haven't looked into her, she has done some fabulous things. And it shows her through her whole life from very young to a little bit older. And there's Dave and her husband. And there is the newspaper article when she passed. And like I said, you can visit the grave. And she was just a really neat lady, and I loved my trip. And here are some souvenirs. Here's Sitting Bull, and he was a Sioux chief. He actually gave Annie Oakley her nickname, Little Miss Sure Shot. And there, in case you wanted to pause it now and read about Sitting Bull. And I love to collect cabinet cards. Now these are just postcards, but they look like cabinet cards, so I just had to grab them. There is Buffalo Bill Cody And again, just showing you the back so you can pause and read in case you'd like to know. And Annie and her husband Frank were in the Wild West show for 17 years. They toured America, Canada, the UK, and I think that's it. But they toured for 17 years. That's a very long time and a lot of traveling. And I'm sure they saw a lot of neat things. And I'm sure they wowed a lot of people. And I just think it's so neat that Frank and Annie, had found true love and were married all those years together. And when he was taking care of her once when she was sick, he was being silly, and so Annie gave Frank the nickname of Jimmy. I guess it was kind of a character he was playing. And Buffalo Bill Cody gave her the nickname Little Miss, or Missy. So that was her little nickname. And these are just little posters. They were on parchment. They have these at almost every gift shop, but I like the picture, so I had to grab it. And here's one with Sitting Bull and William Cody. A little bit about it in case you want to pause and read it. And I always grab these. These are very popular. I have one of Emily Dickinson and Edgar Allan Poe, and they're cards, but to me they look like paper dolls. There's a little adhesive still stuck to it. You'll notice the background paper that I'm using actually is very close to this pattern in her skirt. So I must have done that subconsciously when I gathered up the things to make this video. But I love these. I have an Edgar Allan Poe and the Emily Dickinson one, and they come with their quotes. And it says, "A husband's never been shot while doing the dishes," and just other cute things. And here's another quote from her, if you want to pause it so you can read that. And these are made by a lady named Marilyn Robbins, and they're little magnets. She hand makes those, and for about 20 years now she's been writing about Annie Oakley, and she donates all her books and her time to the museum to keep it going in what I believe is the spirit of Annie Oakley. So here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this.